Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here again, and I'm back for another crafty video. So, this time we are going to make a file for Margo to put all of her staff appraisal documents into. So basically, you can use this for whatever you like. So I've kind of got it in my head what I want to do, and what I hope to do is the end result I will put in at the beginning of the video. And obviously it'll be on the thumbnail. So, but yeah, so I've got some file folders and I've got some cardboard because I'm not quite sure whether I've got enough of the colours that I wanted to use. So a bit of jiggery pokery. So this is where I want to start from. So I want to start with this, which is a document wallet, file folder document wallet. And all I want to do first of all is I want to cut it straight on this bit. Now I'd like it to fit an A4 sheet of paper, which is a standard UK measurement, so as long as it fits that, I don't mind. Yep, that's fine. I can happily cut off a bit at the top and the bottom and still be able to do that. So so what I'm going to do is just going to actually let's fold it up and just cut it with the trimmer. Where on earth is my trimmer? That's that. So this bit has been cut previously and it's a little bit raggedy, but I'm not too worried about that because what I'm thinking is I'd like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar apparently. I was going to use this, but it's a bit buckled and I'm not happy about that, so I might put that over there and see what we do with that. So I think I'm going to extend it with this. What I want to do is extend it to almost the full width. And I might keep that bit inside as like a pocket. So let's see if we've got anything that's kind of close in colour. That's definitely not close in colour, nor's that, Dave. That maybe, or that. I think it's going to be this one. I prefer this colour. Oh dear, I can't get it out. So this cardboard is from Lidl or Lidl, depending on where you come from, but it's from Crilando it's called, but it's available in the UK anyway. It's great. I love it. I use it for making a lot of the 3D stuff that I do. So when I make my unicorn heads and that sort of thing, my 3D slice form stuff, I use it for that. So sorry, I'm going to have to keep lubricating my throat because otherwise I'm going to lose my voice. So I need to cut. I think I'm going to cut what I want. I don't want it to come completely over, so I want it to be up to about there, so you can see it to flip it over. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just flip that over. I'm going to put a pencil mark. I would if I knew where my pencil was. There it is. And a pencil mark. Well, that's not even straight. Let's cut that straight first. I want to cut that straight and then I can put my pencil mark on. Oh, that's it. It just needed shaving the little floofy bit off. So if we have that lining up, let's do that again. Line that up. I want it to be about like that. And I'm going to put a little mark here and here. Does that go up to that edge? Yes, it does. Does it there? Does it? It does now. So there. And then we're going to put a line there. And don't worry, I will cut that straight. I'm going to cut this off. So this is something that at the moment exists solely in my head, so you're just going to have to bear with me and see. Look how terrible that cuts. Honestly, Fiscus, if you can't cut through one piece of cardboard, then, and this is a new blade, then things are dire. Oh, that's horrible. Come on, Fiscus. It's Fiskars that make it. It is Fiskars that make them. I thought, hang on a minute, am I degrading somebody. Oh, I can't do that, so that's too long. Oh well, it's probably a good job because it doesn't cut very well. I used to really love that cutter, but cutbacks and they shorten the blade. So, no, Dave, you can't cut with a pencil. So I'm just going to cut this down. Yeah, that's come on. So, right, this is what I'm going to do. So this is going to go on here. In fact, I'm going to put that wonky edge on that side, so it's not so visible. So we're going to have that, and then what we're going to do is it's going to open up. Yeah, it's going to have a pocket inside here, so we're going to cut a divot out of here so there's a pocket in here. And then I'm going to put a slot pocket down here. There's going to be somewhere like a corner pocket this bit here so they can put documents in here, and I might have some other kind of filey bit on this bit. So I want something to cover that bit up. In fact, actually, yes, let's do that. So if I use that as the front cover, then that covers that text up. Yeah, that can be the other cover, and we can put something on there. Right, okay, so that's what we're going to do. Except for this is not all the same size anymore. So I'm going to cut this down to make it the right size. Just not, I'm not happy with that, just that tiny fraction on that edge. So let's get this. Let's make sure that's cut square before I do anything else. If that's square, then it's all gone pear-shaped. Pear-shaped, right, okay. Let's just explain pear-shaped. Pear-shaped is a British slang saying for it's not gone right. So just in case you're wondering what pear-shaped is, that's what it is. So basically I don't know the true definition for it. I don't know I mean, slang is supposed, rhyming slang would be, you know, like apples and pears means the stairs. I don't know how pear-shaped equates, where it comes from, but you know, it's one of them things. So anyway, moving on, moving off a topic that I've no idea about. So okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So that means that I'm going to glue round that bit there, but before I do that, I'm going to cut a divot out. Okay, so let's get one of these, and let's go for somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle there, where the no, shh, 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 Dave, shh, shh. So let's see if that's a measurement. No, why would that be a measurement either? So let's go for, right, I'm just going to I'm going to cheat. That's going to put that equidistant in the middle, and then so it's a little under 33 this side, but it's a little under the 0 on this side. So that means I can find the middle of that. So half of 33 is, half of 32 is 16, so 16 and a half. And I'm not sure why I'm doing the line there, because I need it here. Just under, and just under, and then we go 16. Oh no, 16 and a half there. So if we kind of say, well, let's do a line between those two, because this is going to get covered up anyway. A line between those two. I can't even see where the other line is now. There and there. I'll do a line between those two, and that means then when I put this on here, I can find the middle of it. So we've got divot out. Like, sorry, I just need to angle it my way. I angled it my way. Yeah. Shh. Shh. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to ink some of this now before I completely close it up, and then I've got an inky edge like I want. You know, that bit where your fingers have been grabbing at paper usually tends to be a bit more inky. So that's a bit more, not inky, I mean a bit more grungy. So I'm going to put a bit of ink on that edge. So, like I say, I've had a bit of a challenging day today. So the best way for me to relax is to craft. So I love a bit of craft to kind of just soothe away the troubles of the day. I'm sure that's what other people do it for as well. So do you not find it really relaxing, therapeutic? I'm telling you now, if you're not finding it really relaxing and therapeutic, you don't think you should be doing it really. It should never stress you out. So there we go, that's that. Put the lid on that, Dave, otherwise it'll all go wrong. Put that on there. The only reason why I flipped it over is there's a slight, I don't know if you can see that, it's like a line there. I don't know if it's a pencil line or it just when you catch it with your nail and you make it a bit shiny. Yeah, so I'm going to put that there. So I'm going to put a bit of glue down here, down the edges. Now I'm going to go a little way in, not too much, it's more than just a line of glue. And the reason for that is I don't want it to kind of just fall apart the first time you shove something in the shove something in the, yeah, that's it, whatever it is, slot. Just about, what is it, about 1/8 of an inch wide, maybe 2/8 of an inch wide, that line. But it's just a bit bigger than a bead of glue, a line of glue, whatever a bead. I've had this conversation with myself before. I'm not sure whether it's a bead of glue if it's a continuous line, or whether it's only a bead of glue when it's a bead of glue. There we go. So that's on there. Cool. So that's going to be the front part of the file. So that's going to have a little thing in here. See, that isn't stuck there. Not sure what's going on there. Is it stuck now? Yeah, just needed to give it a press down, I think. Yeah, that's better. Cool. So that's all stuck now. So we've got this little lip here, which means that we can open it up. Okay, I will round these corners, but I'll do that shortly. Okay, so I think then maybe I could have, I don't know, do I have another pocket on this side? Maybe another internal pocket of some kind. Now I don't mind it being a different colour. You might, but I don't. Now it's on the inside, I don't really mind. So love this one. Look at this, lovely. This is a genuinely old file because it's faded, and I kind of want to use that. So maybe I won't use that in this project. I want to use it so you can see it. So we'll use this. Now, what do I want to do? And I want a slot pocket here, and I want a rounded bit here. So let's use a bit of this, maybe, so you can see where I've punched out loads of things on this. Move that out of the way for a minute. Move that out of the way for a minute. Okay, so let's straighten this up. So whenever I put something off camera, I'm not just putting it off camera. I've got a little tray that it goes in, like a rubbish tray. So if we open this up now, I was thinking like a rounded pocket, maybe to about there actually. This is good colour actually, because this blends in nicely. So I'm just going to put a line there. Put a line there. I should really be using a pencil and not a blade. So I'm trying to cut with a pencil and mark with a blade. There we go. Let's try this little cutter. So this was from AliExpress, and I'm wondering if this will cut better. Oh no, it wasn't. It was from Temu, the British Temu. Oh my gosh. Well, you should be ashamed of yourselves, Fiskers. If a Temu cutter, an unbranded cutter, can cut better than your cutter, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Anyway. Oh, I've got bits of fluff on me. Okay, that's not straight. So. Spending a lot of time trying to get things straight today, so you can tell. You know when your brain is just fried from a long day. Let's try that again, shall we? Does it fit now? Still? Does it line up? Oh, blimey, it's still not straight. Oh well, it's teeny tiny, weeny whiny bit out. But I'm sure you have these issues yourselves, so it's like that, tiny. I might be a little bit bigger than that. There we go, cool, give that a go. That should be okay now. Please be okay. Please be okay. I'll love you forever if it is. Oh, great, it is. Okay. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to round this corner. I don't know whether that's going to be big enough, you know, that rounding. Ow! Ah! Just. I'm not going to tell you what I've just done, but that just fell down. I don't think I'm bleeding, so well, if it suddenly gets warm and wet, then I've either wet myself or I'm bleeding. So I'm thinking I'm going to use this. I want a steeper curve on the corner of here. So this is what I'm going to do. Use this on this corner. So I can't trim with my corner rounder and get this angle. So I'm going to do it by cutting. Oh, Dave, you didn't even have a lead on the end of your pencil. Try again. Yeah, some days just things go right, and then other days things just don't, do they? Right. With Tim Holt scissors, let's see if I can cut a curved line without it looking too dog-eaten. The tension is palpable. Oh, perfect. I don't know what's on that CD, but it was useful for being there, wasn't it? So that's going to go in there like that. Brilliant. Okay, so we need to ink that because otherwise we can't see it. It's such a good match, you can't see it on the back on this background. So I'm going to go for a really nice. Well, let's go for. Don't rub things out with that. Got some of this eraser here. Just going to rub this out. Let's get the pencil mark off the edge of that. Cool. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to put a nice dark line on there. So I'm really sorry, I don't remember who told me this, but apparently this is what you used to do back in the day before some clever soul, Tim Holtz probably, invented daubers. So but I like this darker transfer that you get from like direct application. I also like it because I think you waste a lot of ink. I think you waste a lot of ink moving it from here to here onto here, which means that these end up really caked in ink that could be on your page. So, and also I'm trying to, a lot of my ink pads are quite dry these days. So I was looking for, that was the one thing I wanted to chat about. I was looking, so when I bought my, initially when I bought my distress inks, I was able to buy a set of them, a set of, like, you know, colours, and now all I can find is I can only find a set of the oxide version. I know that you can use the same, a lot of people use the oxide and don't worry about having the two, but I know some of you know this already, but I don't like the texture of the oxide. It gives a chalky finish, and I can't, because I'm, well, because of my autism, I can't, there are things that, you know, a couple of things that I'm typically autistic on. Telling the truth, so I find it very hard to say anything other than the truth, and also I find it hard to not give too much information away. And the other thing is I'm very sensitive to textures, so I'm sensitive to the feel of things. I'm sensitive to how something might feel in my mouth, so like that's why I can't eat bananas, because I don't like the way they feel in my mouth. So, and I just can't use the, and I'm also I'm a, you know, I want to get things right, and I want to appease people, and I want to make people happy, and I want people to like me, and all of those things. So, and I want to fit in. So, you know, many a thing. So there is there is a video of me chatting about my autism and how it affects me on my timeline. So, you know, if you want to know more, go and find that. So, because I don't want to bore you. If you don't want to know, you don't want to know. So that's absolutely fine. But I am high functioning autistic. Right, I'm happy with that now, because that definitely looks different to the background now. It's a different colour. So, I do want to just ink down here before I stick anything down. I've just done that, and I have no idea where I put the other bit of it. So that's going to go on there. Okay, so I want to have a bit of a colour around it. So if I do that, oh no, definitely can't see anything with that. Put that in place and do that. I'm hoping you'll get enough, I'll get enough of a shadow line to say, right, okay, that's where it goes to, and then be able to, yeah, there you go, got a shadow line now. So we'll just put that. Because obviously you're not going to see in the inside, you know, obviously if you look down on it you will, but you only need to come in a little bit down from that line, and then up from there. So do as I say, not as I do, Dave. I keep telling people not to press down too hard with them, because actually all you're doing is you're flattening the bristles, and you get ink on the tip, and you end up like using the edge of the bristle because you're pressing down with it. But it's very hard to remember that when you're doing it. So I want it to look a little less new, so I'm just going to go over it. I don't want it to look as dark as this, but mottly, you know what I mean. Just take the brightness off, take the starkness off it. once I've done this, because like it's currently whatever 5 past 6. Once I've done this, I'm going to go and make myself something to eat. So because I haven't eaten today, I spent my lunch hour Pokemoning. I don't get a lunch hour. I spent my lunch half an hour Pokemoning, and then because I'm a Pokemon geek. In Pokemon Go, I play on my phone, and probably too much information for you again. My filter is off today, then I've come home and I've come straight to this. I wanted to get this video in the bag before I went any further. So that's that. So we've got a pocket here and we've got a pocket here, and what I want to do is have a slot pocket here. Okay, so again I'm just going to give it a bit of an ink before I get to that point. So if you're thinking why has he got to, because Brian gave me all of his, because he likes the oxide, so he switched to oxide, and he gave me all of his distress things, because he knows that it bothers me using the oxide. I do still have some. I like the thing that the stuff that you can do with it, you know, when just put your finger in it, don't that you can do with it, you know, when you spray it with water. I like the effects that you get from it, but I just don't like the texture of it. So, and if I'm having to handle it a lot when I'm doing stuff like this, I don't really want to be using something that freaks me out every time. So that's that. What I think we'll do is we'll do the slot pocket in a green colour. So I'm just going to fold that. Oh, I think that's because of that there. Oh well, we might have to put another score line in there, or take a fraction off there, or we might not have to. No, we won't have to, that's fine. Okay, so how wide do we want this? So if you're wondering what a slot pocket is, I'll tell you in a minute. Should we go for 5 inches wide, I reckon, we don't want it right up to the top. We want to have it, I don't know, 10? Do you want to go 10? Or should we go 9? We'll go 9. So, what was that? 5 by 9. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. It's all getting by, it's all taking and no giving. I could move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. I swear that man's out to get me. Anyway, Dave, shut up. I'm so sorry. Right, okay, I'm going to go for, what did I say, 5 wide. So I know that this edge is straight, because it came like that, and I haven't had any control over having to cut it, so it's definitely straight for now. So I'm going to do there to there. Ta-da! Ta-da! Just don't throw it on your toe this time, or on your lap, or it actually it dug into my thigh as it fell on the floor. So I'm hoping. Well, like I say, I haven't bled out yet, so I should be all right. I'm sure you'd come to my rescue if I needed you. Although if I've uploaded this video and I'm not just sat here talking to myself, then I'm okay. So call off the search party. So it's a little shorter than the 9, I think, now. Yeah, it's a little shorter, but I wanted to use this, but without that fold line in it. So I wanted to use that. I liked that. I think that looks good and looks like it should be part and parcel of it. That's straight and that's straight because that's the one I've just cut, so that's fine. So slots. What we're going to do is I'm going to use the width of the ruler because it's a great way to cheat. What I wanted to be able to slot in it, though, let's just make sure that would slot in it if I do that. Where are the things that I wanted to slot in it? These. So these are punch cards. No, it won't. So I want to be able to slot some punch cards in it. So we're going to have to do some measuring. Uh-oh. So if I go 3/4 of an inch, and then that's 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, that's fine. So if I come in 3/4 of an inch from either side, we should be fine. So that's 3/4 there, and then that's on the 5 mark, and that's 3/4 there. And then we're going to do the same at the top. I don't know what I'm turning it around for. I can just do that. I think I was going to turn it around so that you didn't have to look at the top of my bald head, but because if you think that's shiny, you should see the top of my head. So if I'm just going to, right, okay, I know I'm going to be drawing on this, and this is the side that I want to be seen, but we do have a rubber, sorry, a razor. I know that that's another, means something else in some parts of the world. But in the UK, a razor is a rubber. That's what we know, because they're made of rubber. Well, they used to be. I don't think they are anymore. Does that look the same measurement? That's 3/4 of an inch there. And that's 3/4 of an inch there. That's fine. Okay, so then what we want to have is the first slot. The first cut is the deepest. Shh. Let's go. Right, okay, let's do the full length of this. And if let's move that to the 9. So the first one we want at the 3 inches from the bottom. So if that's on the 9 mark, 3 inches from the bottom is 6. And then if we go, the next one we go at, I don't know, 4. So we have it every 2 inches from there. Let's put that back on the 6. 4. And then, don't move it, Dave. And then we go to 2. That's every 2 inches then, isn't it? That's the 9. Where are me lines? Oh, there. Where are my lines? You can tell them from the Midlands in the UK, because that's something we say, me, instead of my. And I know I've lived in Yorkshire for, I can't remember what I'm on now. How many years have I been in Yorkshire? Moved here in 2008. So what's that? 15 years? What, 2008? 2008. 2018 is 10 years. No. Yeah, 2018 is 10 years. Yeah, so 16 years, isn't it? 15 years. Oh, I don't know, yeah. Answers on a postcard. Oh, no, it was 2006 I moved here. So that's, yeah. It's 2006. It was the 27th of August 2006 that I moved up here. So it's been a long while. Oh, such a long time. So 16 years. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, where each of these lines cross, I'm going to put a hole. I'm going to have a bowl in a hole. Actually, I'm not going to use the big bite. I'm not going to use the little bite either. I'm going to use just the normal bite. Just the right bite. Okay, and then on the, if that reaches in, does it? Oh, it does. It's just right. So I'm going to put on that crosshair, I'm going to punch out. On the crosshair, punch it out, and again, punch it out. Oh. And then turn it round to do the same on the other side. Punch it out. For some reason not letting go. Maybe it's full. Oh, it is. And look how full that is. So if you're having a utilitarian wedding, I can send you some confetti. Oh, now I've got tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree if you still want me. If I don't see a ribbon around the old oak tree, I'll stay on the bus, forget about it. But shh, the blame on me. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to go a little way down and do a score line, well, not a score line, a cut line there, and just be careful not to go too far over, and then do another line fairly close to it but not too close there, like that. Do that. There we go. That's our little slot. Again on there. Kind of straight, not perfect. The biggest thing you have to worry about is not going too far. It's always been my problem, not going too far, not telling people too much information, not going too far with a joke, not knowing, not being in the loop, being too honest. Do you know something? People say all the time, "Oh, Dave, I love your honesty," but do you know what? People don't love your honesty. People love honesty as long as it conforms to their opinion. Well, their honesty. So if you're honest about things that people want to hear, they love your honesty. If you're honest about things that people don't want to hear, then they don't love it. But I don't have a filter. I can't switch it on and off. It's like Brian knows. Brian forgets sometimes with me that, I'm not just doing it for effect, that I can't switch it off, and he forgets that I'm autistic at times, so I know that people have said that the other thing that people say to you as an autistic person is that, oh, we all feel like that. You might feel like that sometimes. You might get anxious at times. You might deal with identity crisis at times. You might have textural sensitivity at times. You might, but I can tell you now, you probably don't feel it all the time. So this is my slot thing. So this is going to get stuck down on here, and they're going to kind of go in there, and there's going to be lots of slots. So hopefully she doesn't employ more than 3 people. And that's going to go on the inside of here. But again, we're going to ink it before we put it down. I think I might round the corners of it as well. And I know it's not perfectly straight, but you know what? It's utilitarian. I'm not too fussed about it. So, okay, let's round these edges off. I'm not going to go for a steep rounding. I'm just going to go for a very shallow rounding, like that. there, because usually what I do is I ink it and then I cut the corners off and I think, well, that was a waste of time, wasn't it? Inking that. So, and then we're going to ink this. Not sure. Just realised what the letters are. I don't know whether anybody knows what I'm laughing at, but I won't highlight what it is. But if you I'm a bit worried about who's got those 3 letters on their file. That's the other thing I see. I often joke about things that might be inappropriate. It's just because I don't have a filter. So, okay, so that's going to go in there. Okay, and you can put a separation. So what you could do is, if you were gluing it down, you glue around all the edges. I mean, you can leave the top, so you could put, you know, another thing in the top, and I might do that actually, cut divot out the top. But you could put a line just above that pocket, which means that anything you push down doesn't go further down past that pocket. But I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to leave it as it is. Or you can just build up lots of layers of it. So yeah, I'm going to put a divot in the top of there, but that divot's too big. This divot too small. Let's get to the middle of that, Dave, because we'd said that was 5, so half of that is 2.5. Let's put that divot in there. Okay, Dave, we have to be able to see the divot first. Let's do. It's kind of a guesstimation line now. We go for about that. Cool. And then we will ink that with this, with that. That's it. Push things back. It's me clearing my desk. Cool. Yep, I'm happy. Right, okay. The other thing I want to do is I want to just shape these things, because if you think they've had years of wear, they're not going to just be nice and new and perfect. So I'm just going to get a bit of a nail shaping going on here. Don't mind if it kind of splits a little bit. Corners get rounded. That happens all the time. And the same on these. So I'm ever so slightly, don't rip it obviously, ever so slightly just curling the top bits down on parts. You don't have to do it all. It just gives it that more used appearance. And you know, I like to make it look quite authentic. And then anything, because when you've split the paper, I'm just going to put a bit more ink over those bits. You can't see the bright green underneath it. And again at the top there, on the dog ears. There we go. Cool. Yep, that's looking good. Bit of stripy striation going on there, but yeah. So that's going to go on there. I'm going to again glue that on 3 sides. Well, you will if you haven't left the lid off the ink, Dave. Now it's not going to come out. So we're going to go down the sides. bit of glue on it to make sure it stays stuck, obviously at the bottom, otherwise whatever you took in the pockets will just fall out. And you don't have to worry about coming in too far, because remember, this is the pocket, the only bit is the pockets that are going to get used and the pocket at the top. So I just want to make sure it stays, so that's why I've used a bit more maybe than you might. I'm going to put that there. Cool. So it's got a little bit of a pucker on it, and that's great because that makes me feel like it's been used. And the same with this. I'm going to just, could have shaped it before I did it, but I didn't. Happy to give it a bit of a curl on the top, and then get my ink to just make sure that there's not any bright bits there. So cool. So now we've got this, which has got a pocket here, and we've got this, and we've got this. So this can have things like this in it. Which are a bit bright at the moment, so I'll do something about those in a second. Let's put that one in there. Oh, there you go. She's got 4 members of staff because like there's 4 places for that. Put that in there. There are all of her peeps there, and then she can put some of these. So I printed these, so I didn't. Rather than me sit, nobody wanted to sit and watch me type these up. So I printed up some. I typed up some memorandums. Now, either did these at work, just used the computer and then the printer. I'm hoping I can just stick them all together and just. So these are the letters, there's some memorandums. This is the one. So attention all staff. Merry Christmas, season's greetings, happy holidays. The board and senior management team here at Victory Mining Corporation want to extend our very best and warmest wishes for a happy and healthy festive period to all our staff. We have been delighted with our performance over the last year and have turned record-breaking profits. As a result of all your hard and loyal work, we are adding an additional 12.5% dividend to your wage this month as a gesture of gratitude for all staff serving more than 30 days service. In addition, we are closing our operations for an extended period over the Christmas period, so you can enjoy additional time with your families. Operations will be closed from the 20th of December 1960 to the 5th of January 1961. Festive greetings, Sir Fortescue Estrie Dolby, Chief of Operations Global. So, anyway, they're basically They're just a bunch of the same things. So in order for them to feel like they've been read, you kind of just give them a crinkle. Maybe I should have inked them first. Ink the edges. Take the white off the edge. It makes it easier to do it if you don't crinkle them first. I know I could tea dye the back, but I won't make you suffer that. I might do that off camera. That very top edge is still a bit white. So I'm just going to free cut it. This could all go wrong. Didn't though, so confidence in yourself, Dave. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Nobody tunes in for the singing, I realise, but the singing is a bonus. Well, it's not like a 12.5% bonus. It's not necessarily a good bonus, it's just a bonus. So yeah, I like to crinkle them because then they don't sit because they sit nice and flat. Whereas if you crinkle them, they don't sit together properly. They kind of, you see how they want to push each other apart, and I like that. You don't have to go mad. You don't have to like screw them up or anything like that. But they also then look like they've been read. So nobody wants to have a memo that nobody reads. So when this opens up, that's going to all go in there. Well, not all of it. Maybe we'll have one of those just folded a little and just shoved in there. Maybe like that. Cool. Yeah. So there we go. And then what we're going to do is just ink this bit. It's like this is too dark. This front page is looking just a bit too stark for me. Again, it's going to get inked over, and think I want something on the front of here. So maybe this is a good opportunity to use that piece that I got off, that bit, and we can have maybe a front pocket. Should we go for a front pocket? Yeah, let's go for a front pocket. I'm going to go to about there. That can go on to one side. Take my hand. I don't know the rest of the song. So you probably don't even recognise the song, to be fair. So, but you know, that doesn't surprise me. Right, which edge is the edge that I'm going to use? Is that square? Is it square? You know what? It is. It doesn't look it, but it is. And let's go for a divot. Let's go for this. So this is more of an oval divot. What's the width of this? Ow! It's about 8. It is if you do that, Dave. Line there. And then I'm going to use this instead. It's a bit of a different shape. Where's my... So on this one, what I did was I drew a line with pencil of the middle of this so that I can line this up with something and get the divot that way. Okay, yeah, I like that. I like the shape of that divot. That's a good divot. Those are good divot. Make this, I mean, like, I know we're making this for Margo, but, like, you know, Margo's happy for you to share this with, you know, other people. So if you want to go and make something, just a nice little place. You could put your ephemera in it, you could give it to a friend, you could, you know, if you're building your own character as well, you might want to do it. So I was debating while I was doing that whether I wanted to round the corner of this. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to round the corner of these, but not this. Cool. Again, we're going to just split that edge. And like I say, I know you can get proper things that do this, but I've got a nail, so that's what I'm going to use. I've got a nail and you can't stop me. Cool. So that's going to go on there. Right, before I do that, I'm going to ink this over a bit. Kind of escapism this way. That's better. Oh, look at that. That's much better now. So that's the, yeah, that's definitely the side. Okay, so we'll put, and we won't because we left the lid off again. Put some of this down. You don't need loads of this, so you're going to be holding anything particularly strong, so put that on there. I know it looks like Christmassy colours, but I like red and green together. Can't help it. Oh, that didn't do a very good job, did it, Dave? That didn't go well, did it? Mind, well, there we go. Did now. Darling, leave a light on for me. Cool, right, okay, I think I want some kind of a plaque. I don't know whether I want it there or there. And then I think that will be boss done. Not that, Dave, you don't want to use that. You did say you didn't want to use that. I've got a piece of card here, haven't I? Oh, there you go, perfect. So, let's cut this down. Make that. Put that there. Turnip. Turnip? No, turnip's involved. Turn it. There we go. I'm going to have that on there with. Well, it'd be nice if it was actually square. well, I don't mean square, but you know, if the corners were right angles. Oh, that's not too bad. It's not too bad, that's fine. Okay, and again, we're just going to ink this over. If we have it, so right, what are you going to do, Dave? You've got to think about this. That's the problem. You've got to think. Thinking. I don't do thinking. Deploy the thinking. Right, I'm just going to do this. Random, I know, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. Stick that. Cut that bit off and cut that bit off, and then put that on that corner, and then I'm going to draw around that. Move it to that corner, which still stuck to my finger, so that was good. Move that to that corner, do that again, and see if we can cut these out. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to cut these, because I'll have to use a blade, I think, because I can't get in there with a pair of scissors. No pressure, cutting rounded bits with a blade on camera, Dave. It's not perfect. But you know what? It doesn't have to be. Oh dear, that was horrible. That's fine. And then we can have, I don't know, maybe I'm feeling a bit giddy now. Maybe I'm going to cut this where it says, does that attention all staff fit in there? You know what, I'm going to put that in there. And I like the fact that it's a bit wonky. I like the fact that it looks like somebody's just chopped it out. You know, we didn't have the same kind of technology as we do now back then, so we're going to have that tucked in there like that, and we're going to like it. And if you don't like it, then sorry. Next time I might make something you do like. There we go. Oh, I like it. I really, really like it. I like it a lot. Okay, do I want to round those corners? I think I do. And there. Can I have that? Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Right, let's get my eraser. Rub those bits off so you can't see the pencil marks. Oh, I love that. I can't tell you how much I love that. Well, I can. It's not like it's a secret, but I love it. do I need? Oh yeah, do that bit. Oh, I love it so much. The little things that please the little minds. Little things that please the little minds. I'm going to tuck that in there. Don't know what it is, but we're going to tuck it in there because it goes nicely. I think it coordinates nicely. There we go. So, so can you tell I'm excited by by that? I'm really chuffed with it. I'm really chuffed with how it turned out. It's kind of better than it was in my mind's eye, which, you know, that doesn't always play out. But I'm really chuffed with it. I'm chuffed with the way it looks. I think it kind of fits in with the Margo stuff. It's always a bit of a gamble, anything I make. Will it go? But you know, I like my utilitarian stuff. So there we go. That's our file. We've got our, I think maybe that could have been more, you know, inkified. Might do that while I'm talking to you guys. But yeah, and I said I was going to round the corners, didn't I? Which I didn't do. I should have done this bit as well before I glued it down. A bit like where I did with that, but it's fine. We'll do this now. But I think it looks amazing. So, modest, I know. That's going to go in there. Put that back in there. Oh. Again, just put that down a bit. Make it look a bit more used, aged. And then we've got this bit that opens up. The cards could probably do with a bit of an inking, but I'm not sure that I'm going to leave those things in there. Let's just have a look what one looks like with them. These are genuine, so these are actual punch cards, not been used. These are IBM punch cards. So if you ever worked in that kind of sector, you might recognise them. Yeah, okay, maybe them. So yeah, so I guess I could have put something on there, but I didn't know what, because I didn't want it to be in the way. But I really like that. I like the way that has turned out. So then we've got all of our memorandums in here. Close it up, and there we go. We've got a nice file there. So there you go. That's it. That's another dash of Dave. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you had a bit of fun while you were here, and you had to listen to me waffle and get rid of the trials of my day. Sorry, things are all sliding down the back, so I'm just trying to fish them out before they do. Those things from the last video and these things, and anyway, so yeah, there we go. So I hope you liked it. I hope it's something you might give a go of. You can scale it down, obviously, but I think that's the bit that I really wanted to show you, is how to make those, because I know you can buy dies for those, but they tend to be really tiny and they're so easy to make. And the reason why you put the round bits at the end is to stop it ripping, continuing ripping, a bit like how you use pinking shears on fabric to stop it fraying. So that's it. So there you go, there's our little file. Hope you like it. And yeah, my name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception, until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks very much for joining me. Take care, folks. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of love. Lots of hugs. Mwah. Kisses from Margo. Kisses from Seth as well. And I will see you all soon. Take care, folks. See you in the next video. Bye. Bye.